This episode of Nerdist News Edition is sponsored by Ad Astra. Hi, this is Dr. Moo, and we are at Spaceport America in New Mexico. And while we're here, we're going to get hands-on in an actual spaceport, learn about interstellar travel from NASA personnel, and we're going to find out exactly what it took to get the movie Ad Astra off the ground and into space. We are here with Robert Yoel, the technical consultant for Ad Astra and all-around amazing person.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
What key components do you think are closest to reality, especially when it comes to space travel?
The idea of us having commercial entities on the moon is probably fairly close to reality. The other aspect, of course, which is interesting because I think it happened by accident, is the idea that we have military forces in space. So, if I'm not mistaken, that came about because initially NASA did not fully approve their involvement in the film. So the next alternative is, okay, let's make them U.S. Space Command. And when we made the film, U.S. Space Command didn't exist, and now it does. It's been reinstated after 17 years.
We are here with astronaut Melvin, the most amazing in everybody's heart astronaut.
You're too kind, Lou. Thank you, thank you.
So I wanted to ask you a few questions about Ad Astra and the linkages as an astronaut to the movie.
You know, the views from space. I mean, the first thing you see when you go up to space, you look out the window, you see these incredible views of our planet. And that's one of the things that changes the way you connect back to humanity because of your perspective shift that you get. And I think in Ad Astra, you know, it went much further than our planet. It went to the moon, went to Mars, and then to Neptune. And just to think as an astronaut to maybe fly and live on the Martian surface one day, or even go to Neptune, those thoughts were really connected with me about how the next generation of explorers will be doing some of those things. And I'm hoping that I can help inspire them to be those kids who go do that. Maybe kids that look like me, you know, that do that.
What are some of the challenges in designing and implementing Spaceport?
So the neat thing that we wanted to do in our initial infrastructure here was to try and blend in the beautiful views that our explorers in the past had when they were on the trail, when they're looking at the San Andreas Mountains. And so the Gateway to Space was designed to kind of blend into the mountains. Our goal is to try and make this spaceport a very beautiful creation that blends in from the Earth and goes into space as we go forward in time.
Of all of the things that happen in the movie, you know, they want to take something that's kind of far away and bring it to the present day. What do you think is the closest to reality as far as the tech or some of the events that happened?
Closest to reality now is people living and working together in harmony, in peace, and knowing that if they screw up, you know, everyone can go out from that. I think the other parts of it are, you know, the separation from family and the feelings of loneliness and, you know, those types of psychological things that affect everyone that goes to space sometimes is part of it also.
You are a shining example of perseverance and positivity. Do you have any advice for kids who want to grow up to be like you?
There's a quote by Mark Twain: the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you figure out why. Figure out why you were born, what your purpose is. And if you want to fly in space, do the things that you love to do that involve math and science and engineering and those kind of things. Because if you don't get into the core, you can always do the things that you love. And this will be the cherry on top.
So it's gonna take a complete right turn. I had a picture with you almost exactly 10 years ago. It looks like this. Can we recreate that picture? That was on your day of launch.
Wow. Well, cool. Well, let's take it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. What a day we had here at Spaceport America. So what do you think about the future prospects of space travel? Let's discuss. Thanks to Ad Astra for sponsoring today's episode. Ad Astra follows astronaut Roy McBride, played by Brad Pitt, as he embarks on a dangerous mission across an unforgiving solar system to save the universe. While he fights for his survival in the cold of space, he also seeks the truth about his missing father's doomed mission 30 years earlier. Check out Ad Astra on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray on December 17th, or grab it on digital right now.